Hey, human family, how are you? It's Darren. Welcome back to another episode of Fully Alive Again. I've got an exciting show for you guys today. And for those of you new to the channel, welcome to the channel. Here on Fully Alive Again, I help you get out of your head and back into your life by helping you build the courage, wisdom, drive, motivation, and understandings that help you go up, over, around, or through narcissists and narcissism. I help you get the motivation and enthusiasm to utilize the tools and skills that you've already learned and understand to put them to use. So let's do what we do and dive deep.
The human mind has no limitations. It can take the pain of abuse and turn it into power. It's time to move on, baby. Gotta be a warrior in a world full of evil. Welcome to Fully Alive Again. Let's go.
So today I want to talk about managing flashbacks and prevention of being triggered. These two elements, managing flashbacks and the prevention of being triggered, are the most formidable parts of healing, of our healing journey. When it comes to understanding flashbacks and how we're triggered, I don't think there's a better illustration of how this occurs and how we respond to it and how to transcend it than Pete Walker's book, Complex PTSD, From Surviving to Thriving. This book is the Bible for narcissistic abuse survivors. If you don't have this book, please get it. It is a must read for narcissistic abuse survivors, and I'll have a link to it underneath this video. Now, in this book, he shares the 4 different ways that we have been groomed to respond to what we perceive as danger or abusive people. And they are as follows. Number 1 is fight. This can be a neurotic, narcissistic, aggressive, and archaic way of solving problems some of the time. Fight is not necessarily a negative tactic. None of the 4 are. You see, in my opinion, are we aware of them? Because what we're aware of, we're in control of. What we're unaware of is in control of us. So when you look at the fight, it was once said, it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. You see, you go into the heat of battle, like the Bhagavad Gita and the Buddhists have even stated, but your heart is unaffected. You stand your ground and you say the necessary things that you need to say to protect your sanity, your physical and psychological well-being, and to tell the honest truth about what's happened to you or what this person is doing. And you tell them not to treat you that way. You see, all of these things are a way of protecting our emotions, which is really trying to protect our sanity. Although it's very complex, the way that we have been damaged by a narcissist in terms of the nuances of the things that have happened to us and what they've translated into, what they've mutated us into, for the lack of a better illustration, is sometimes complex. But in reality, the way that we heal from this, or let me say this differently, the way that we protect ourselves from these kind of things happening to us again is not that complex. You see, if we protect our emotions and our focus like we protect our money, we wouldn't expose ourselves for people to hurt us emotionally anymore. So what does that mean? When you protect your money, what are you doing? You're not leaving it out where people can see it. You're not showing a stranger where it is. You're not leaving your money or belongings with a stranger. You put your money into a bank. You have different ways that you treat your money. And you remember this during difficult times, during good times, during times when you're on your knees and you're bombarded with anxiety and stress. You somehow still know know where your money's at and how much you have and what you're going to do with it. Now, you may be better at saving your money, budgeting your money at different times and different stages, depending on your psychological state, but you always know where your money's at. This should be the same thing with our feelings, is that we know we don't want to give them over to other people, regardless. You see, that's what we weren't taught and what our current society is whittling away on a daily basis, is that we don't have sovereignty of our own emotions and thoughts and beliefs. This makes us very vulnerable to other people. If I need to be approved of you, I'm leaving myself open to be hurt. If I need your approval of any way, if I believe that I need your permission to be who I am, I'm going to be hurt. You see, if you get rid of the need for approval and permission from other people, you're going to be protecting your emotions. You're going to be capable of walking away, which is real power. But see, if we don't have any fight in us, and mean fighting for our freedom of thought, our freedom to be our own person, then we fall victim to where we can only be a person who is really either fawning or freezing. We won't even walk away. We won't even go. The flight doesn't even come into play. We won't leave the abuser if we don't have any fight in us. So this is the only place that I have a little trouble with these 4 strategies of responding. Because if we get stuck into the freeze and the fawn, that is where our anxiety, our sadness, our craziness, that is where paralysis sets in. We can't move. We're just stuck. We don't know how to make a decision. We don't know how to say no. We don't know how to move forward. Now, please, if you're at this current state, that's perfectly fine. I have been there. There is no shame in anything I'm saying. So don't you dare compare what's going on with your life right now to me or anyone else. We are all on our own healing journey. The point that I'm trying to convey is that when we are void of fight, we feel powerless. When we feel powerless, our life lacks meaning. We lose the richness of life. We are not fully alive. Standing up for yourself and for the things that you believe in, and telling people no, to leave you alone, and demanding your respect is not a bad thing ever. When you don't do it, emptiness sets in. And that emptiness becomes such a huge void that you're paralyzed. Your decision muscles get weak. You're fawning wherever you're at, wherever you go. Your main objective is not to be hurt and to be liked. And that is not a good strategy for living. So knowing these 4 response mechanisms we should be prepared to study ourselves and to be honest with ourselves when we're fighting or freezing or in flight or in fight, if we're arguing with the world for no reason. I'm not advocating to be oppositional and to be constantly on the defense. You will burn out very quickly. I'm advocating that you don't isolate yourself anymore, that you don't wait for perfection, that you accept this is a process. You want progress in your process, not perfection. And the only way to progress and to move forward is to get out and try again, to get out and love again, get out and connect with people again, get out and trust again, learn to laugh at life again, learn to laugh at yourself, learn to laugh at each other. When a flashback comes, laugh at it or curse it out of your head. Tell it to leave you alone. Don't just fawn with it or freeze with it. The inner battle is where the fight needs to take place. You have to become a you scientist, a scientist of your own inner world, where you map out ways and means to shut down the noise so you can get out of your head and into your life, where you talk to your inner critic in whatever manner you need to talk to them to get them to shut up. That when a flashback occurs, you walk yourself through it, understanding this is a flashback. This is not real. I am more powerful than I feel. This is not real. I am more powerful than I feel. This is not real. I am more powerful than I feel. And you create rhymes and methodologies, from tapping yourself on the nose to brushing off your shoulder to laughing out loud, whatever it takes to break and snap the pattern of a flashback. The last thing on earth you want to do is let it take control of you. And this takes practice. Have fun with it. Have fun with it, but stop fawning, stop freezing, stop running away from your inner work and the inner conversations between you and yourself. Master these things, play with them, see what works, go back to the drawing board. And while you're doing all of the above, get out there and live. Start to live again. There's never going to be a perfect time to get fully into the game of life again, you guys. We have to go in limited sometimes. And I can't tell you when that is or how it looks or what to do. All that I can convey is that it's necessary. All right? And you have the tools. With all of the podcasts online, you have more resources for narcissistic abuse than any person that has ever lived in human history. You're going to be all right getting back into the game of life. You will, when you fall, you will get back up. When you run into a narcissist, you will get better at getting them out of your life and going up, over, around, or through them. The only way to keep building that skill set is to get back in the game of life. You deserve more. You deserve someone that cares about you. You deserve friends, a lover, a spouse, people in your life. Take a chance. You're stronger than you know. All right, you guys? I hope you found some value in today's episode. And please, if you did, hit the thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe and leave a comment. Don't be scared. Share your thoughts. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Tell me. If you were triggered by this, tell me why. If you agree or disagree, let me know, but don't be scared. This is the practice ground of becoming fully alive again. Share your opinion without fear. We are all just kindred spirits trying to figure things out and live a healthy, productive life. So be good to each other, you guys. Be kind, share love. Although I talk about standing tall and being strong, I'm not talking about being oppositional and not being kind and good to one another. I'm talking about slaying narcissists, slaying these ass clowns. I'm not talking about walking around like King Alpha. You don't have to be an alpha to do the things that I'm talking about. You don't have to be some larger than life figure to stand up for yourself. Okay? You are enough just as you are. I really mean that. Doesn't mean that you don't have things to work on. Doesn't mean that you don't have inner work to do and to get in there and deal with that inner child and other things that you need to do. It just means that you're all right. Yeah, you're all right just the way that you are. I really mean that. You're enough. You're enough right now, this moment, to continue to live, to continue to grow and make progress, and to get out there and live. You are enough. You have nothing to be ashamed of. We are all flawed. We are all weak at times. We all have blemishes and problems. Why do you think Fat Boy hasn't done his live video yet? But anyway, I'm dead serious. You are enough. Don't forget that today, all right, you guys? And I got nothing but love for you, and I'll catch you on the next video. Until then, peace. Be well.
No tears, no fears. Fully alive again after 6 years.